Hi everybody, Kitsune over here, and welcome to Doll Yokai. It is a new year, and I am ready to look at an old style. What am I talking about? Well, I am ready to start working on a doll that's been hanging around for a couple of years at least, waiting on her turn. As a matter of fact, I had ordered her, I don't know if it was from Wish or Temu. It was one of those two, because I hadn't been ordering from AliExpress yet when I got her. And I got her because she was an SD-sized doll. And if you don't know what SD is, SD stands for Super Dollfie, which was the Volks version of a ball-jointed doll. They called them Dollfies. They still call them Dollfies, as a matter of fact. It used to be an old term that everybody used for general Asian ball-jointed dolls. They've gotten away from that because it really doesn't describe anything except for a doll from the Volks company. And if you're not familiar with Volks, Volks normally does model kits like airplanes and vehicles, and my husband has a bunch of them. They've done this forever. They do amazing stuff, and then they tried out dolls and it took off, and then they scaled it back again. So while you can still get like an anime style doll, you're not going to get the BJDs that they had for a while. Unfortunately, because I really like theirs. But in any case, those dolls, a lot of them are plastic instead of resin. And the doll I'm working with is plastic. Now, she's not an expensive doll, which is why I didn't mind getting her at the time. And I did intend to start working on her like I've been doing with the others, but I just never got around to it. The only thing I did was when she arrived, her head wouldn't turn, so I broke the neck so that she could use her head, and now I just need to stabilize that. Oh, great. Pardon that interruption. I was having my leg ripped off by a cat who wanted attention. Anyway, what was I saying? So I'd gotten her. As you can see, her neck is super floppy. The first thing I'm going to have to do is resolve that issue. I can't remember, but I think she came with these eyes, which are actually really nice. I mean, they fit her really well, so that's why I'm thinking they did come with her. I can't say for sure if you find this doll, it's going to be the same, but that's what I got. So, this very large lady is going to get her neck fixed, a face up, and in this case I won't be doing any sewing because I had ordered what I thought to be just a doll dress, ended up being a complete outfit plus wig and shoes and jewelry, and it turned out to be larger than what I was expecting, and it made it her size perfectly. So she's got an outfit waiting for her, complete with underwear and everything. So our focus this time is going to be all on the head. So stay tuned and let's get this started. You can see in here let me get this turned right. There you go. You can see I actually had to cut this open wider in order for her neck to be able to turn. Here is her neck peg, and I am thinking I'm going to need something like a washer to go on the inside. That's going to pop down over this and sit against this base just to keep it secure. Yeah, I'm more sure than ever those eyes came with her because they fit right down in those holes perfectly. So, I'm going to get those popped out, get this face washed and sprayed with some clear sealant, and we'll be ready to paint. Okay, so before me you see my selection of eyelashes pulled out of the doll box, the stock box. These were given to me, I think these came from Mom, these ones too. These were bought at Halloween sometime, never used, got wrinkled up, but I might be able to use something here for this doll. Now these are the nicest ones, but they are so long. I'm not sure if they would be too long for her. I mean, that's some pretty long lashes. These guys are not as long, a little more even, a little more realistic looking than these, but these are actually made for dolls. Rough condition that they are in aside. This one's already open, so let's mess with it. They've got like a sticky back weave thing going on here. They're kind of plasticky. But they're also really sturdy. I'm just thinking if I use these, I'm going to definitely have to trim off the back a little bit to make it fit in her eye properly. Because those are way too wild. Let's have a look at the other one here. These poor roughed up things. These have glues. They're intended for people to wear, but it might be nice on a doll. Kind of on the thick side, but I think that's workable. So maybe I'll try these. Now, I've not put eyelashes like this on a doll before. A couple of firsts going on this one, so cross your fingers, bear with me, and let's see how this goes. Paint job's done, eyes and lashes are in. It's time to get that head reattached and stabilized. So, what I am going to do, and hopefully this will work, is I'm going to add rubber washers. So the head still maintains the ability to move, and also, if I need to take it off, I'll still be able to. I went over into the plumbing section at Walmart, where they have the stuff to fix your toilet, and I got this. And it's a washer repair kit. It's got 42 washers. All sorts of different colors and sizes and whatever. The color doesn't matter. It's going to be inside the head. So I'm going to see if there's a couple of these that will fit inside her head around that peg, this peg, and maybe stabilize her a little bit. I think my best bet might be something along this line. So I got two of those guys, which would fill up that space there. There's this thick one here. I'm pretty sure it won't go down over that. Also, just in case I need it, I've got my mini hot glue gun over here warming up too. I'm hoping I don't need it, but if I do, there she be. There's 3 in that size. 4 in that size. Let's try this and see what happens. That's 1. I get 2 on there. A little more stability. 2 would be great. Two. And I got the result I wanted. So now she can move her head around. She's stable. Perfect. So, you know, you don't always have to go with doll supplies, something specialized. Hit your plumbing supplies. It's great for dolls. It's great for lightsabers too, by the way. So, that being done, it's time for me to assemble her. I forgot something. I was going to put a magnet in her head, so I need that little hot glue gun after all. Let me grab a magnet and her wig, and let's make this work. Takes a lot longer to warm up my mini than it does my big one. And my goal is to try and get this as far up in here, near the top of the head, as I can. I could have done it inside of this, but it would have magnetized at the back of her head. I didn't like that idea. And this thing has to be twisted and adjusted when it's put on so it lands right. This I know will be in the right position every time. Separate these. They're ready. I think I got it where I want it. It'll quit sticking to me. And hit it with a little more glue just to make sure it stays where I put it. And let's let that cool. Now the magic trick here, I'm going to take this other magnet and get it loose. Here we go. Let it go ahead and cling to its spot. And then I'm going to put the glue on the top of that magnet and then put the wig on where I want it positioned. Got to be careful doing this, otherwise you end up gluing your wig in a weird spot. But it's going to be the most accurate way of getting it, or at least it is for me. If you have a better way, let me know in the comments. I can always use tips and tricks myself. Alright, and she is complete. This is Victoria, who I can't get all on the screen. She is a rather tall girl. I was not expecting that nice of a sculpt. And I couldn't really see as much detail as is really there. And honestly, those lips were a joy to paint. They were so pretty. They're in there carved so deeply. It just worked out really nice. The eyelashes, though they didn't love me too much going on, they did turn out all right. Her eyes are what they are. She has a certain eye setup on the inside where the eyes click into position. It is really hard to adjust them once they're in there, though I think I managed okay. She seems a little staring off into space somewhat, but I think that's all right. And I did get her head posable again, or posable I should say. It wasn't at all when I got her. So now she can turn her head and kind of look up and down a little bit. The dress, by the way, if you've never dressed one of these dolls in lace, particularly if you're doing a resin doll, watch for the fingers. She's got some flex, so while it was hard to get her through, I didn't have to worry too much about breaking her hands. If you're doing a resin doll, though, cover the hands. That's the best way to do it. Makes your life a whole lot easier. But in any case, she is complete. I did make her to be a boudoir doll, which would, I'm agreeing on the thing, which is a doll that in Victorian area you kept in your bedroom. They might set as a decoration on the bed, on the dresser, but that's what she's going to do. And now that I've got her decorated up, the hat doesn't bother me so much, though it doesn't really match still. It's not too bad. It's a very Victorian thing to have a large hat. In any case, guys, what do you think? Would you like to try doing one of these dolls? I mean, she was not expensive at all when I got her. If you still find them, because it's been a few years, I think you still can find them. I don't think they're going to be expensive. Won't swear to it. But if you are, like me, still longing for your smart doll that is out there waiting to be purchased one day, she is a good starter. And she gives you a little something to work with and learn how to make them nice. So thank you so very much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Visit me on Patreon and Etsy. And I will see you next time. Thank you so very much, and bye-bye.